And that's how every one of these starts. Welcome back to the Skilled Builders Guild. It's episode 144 of What's on the Bench Weekly. And if you're not familiar with the show, it's where I take you through the projects that I'm working on. This week is no different. Lots of projects, so let's just get right into it. First things first, you know that a couple weeks ago, I was trying to mate this Tamiya Toyota 4Runner. It's the Surf. They call that Surf in Japan. This is just a little like battery operated 4x4, kind of like a Stomper. You remember those, of course. Never use nickel metal hydride batteries. Okay. But this is all like a snap together, pretty easy to put together kit. You can detail and paint it and make it look really nice. But the idea was to try to take this little body, which is really super adorable, and put it on the SCX30. Now, of course, I did try it, and I have footage to show you that I did. But I actually 3D printed my own rear links to change the overall wheelbase of the SCX30 to try to make it fit this body. This is a short wheelbase. This is like, 80 millimeter wheelbase, which is short. SCX30 wasn't really designed to go that short. I did try, but it was a bit of a failure. The links worked fine, but the shock placement was gonna be weird, and because it's all a molded chassis, cutting it, I didn't want to do anything super destructive. So this isn't gonna work. And that's okay. I mean, it's not great. Obviously, it would have been nice if it did work, but it kind of reminded me that I have a 3D printer, so I can make bodies whatever wheelbase I want, really. So with that in mind, I went a little bit unorthodox with the next route, and this is, of course, just a work in progress, but here it is. This, I'm not sure if you know what this is, but this is a Local Motors Rally Fighter. There, that's better. This body came to me from CG Trader. And CG Trader, of course, is an excellent website for all sorts of bodies and unique stuff. And this is definitely unique. I'm not sure if you've ever seen one of these before, but it was inspired, it was created by a company called Local Motors. And it was sort of like a crowd-funded car company. And they did all kinds of things to kind of make this as modular and as easy for normal people to purchase and build. And this was the body. It's a pretty wild car. It's an off-road rally sort of car, and I think they made about 150 of them. So it's not super popular, but I always really liked the styling of it. Kind of has like reminders of other cars kind of built into it, but a very unique platform nonetheless, and a perfect mate to the SCX30. Now, I had gone through a couple of iterations. There's a couple of different ways of printing this, multiple pieces, of course, and this one was a tiny bit too small, as you can see. Not the right wheelbase at all, but a good proof of concept. So I took that, scaled it up ever so slightly, and came up with this one, which I think is going to work a lot better. Now, of course, I've got to come up with some mounting solutions to make this all work, but that's easy. And I printed this one in ABS, so I could do all the regular styrene kind of work to it. I'll do all the windows on a resin printer, and same thing with all of the emblems and lights and whatnot. We'll get all that stuff on there too, but I think this is going to be a fun little project, and certainly a little more unique. Sure, you can put a model body on it and ruin the performance, or you can keep it exactly as is and get a nice low CG body on there. Where is this is a little bit bigger, but I kind of like it. I think it's going to work really nicely, and definitely get you a bit of a lower center of gravity too, which is also a good thing. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty excited to be able to have the opportunity to mod and play with one of these SCX30s and do something a little bit different. You can always just slap a model body on there, but why not do something completely unique that literally no one else will do? So there you go. More to come on that, obviously. If you're interested in this file, I will put a link down below to the CG Trader link. The artist who makes most of these bodies, he's wild good at it. And they're meant for printing, which is really good. Because a lot of the files, especially on CG Trader, they look like printable files, but they're not. They're meant for video games and being used as CG elements. So getting something that you know you can print, definitely going to be a lot better. And when they're this small, I don't mind spending a few hours printing one of these just to test it out. I think this is gonna be a fun one for sure. So there you go. SCX30 custom mods. I don't know. On to the next thing. Next on the bench this week is the Casadio Unimog. And this is a file that I was shown on Umagine.com, which is a great repository for 3D printable RC stuff exclusively. It's just RC stuff, which is really, really wild. This is obviously a 3D printed everything. From the gears inside the transmission and the axles to the frame, to the body, to everything. It's all 3D printed. And I'm only like a few hundred steps into the construction of this vehicle. It's going to be wild when it's all done. I'm pretty impressed so far too with the level of engineering and strength that's being built into this platform. Now, here's the rear axle, which is massive to say the very least. It's sort of, I guess, 6th scale, give or take. But it has full operational differential in there, so you can see it's spinning the input shaft there. You can of course get both of them turning, but yeah, fully 3D printed. It's hard to believe and looks pretty darn good, I have to say. I've been printing this as per the instructions in a couple of different filaments just for my own sort of satisfaction and making sure I was using stronger materials. The axles are printed in, what are they printed in? PAHT-CF, which is a nice high strength filament, but still lightweight. And then a lot of the other pieces for the chassis, for example, and here's the chassis. Chassis and transmission was all printed in ABS-GF, and it's also quite strong. It's hard to believe that this was all 3D printed. The gears inside are, again, in that PAHT-CF, lots of grease, and it is going to be a noisy truck, I think. But once everything's assembled and all put together, I bet you it's going to quiet itself down a fair bit. The only things that aren't 3D printed are the bearings, any of the electronics, and the bolts and screws that put this whole thing together. Otherwise, it's all 3D printed. Oh wait, shocks, that's the other thing. Shocks are not 3D printed. They want you to use regular, real shocks for this whole setup. But it's impressive, and it's going to be huge. If you're interested in making one of these yourself and you've got a few hundred hours to spare, I'll put the link down below to the Umagine site, where if you enter code SBG20 at checkout, you can save yourself 20% on a model like this. Or of course the Volvo C303, or any of the other things that are available on Umagine. There's lots. Endless options, which is very cool. So yes, work in progress. Lots of work to come, lots of work already achieved. It took me about, I don't know, I'd say about 20 hours to get to this stage of assembly, give or take. Considering it's the first time I've built this, I'd say that's not too shabby. In terms of filament and materials, I would highly recommend stocking up on at least PETG, PLA Tough, TPU is going to be used quite a bit and has already been used here, mainly in the links, because they want to have a bit of flexibility built into those links. So TPU is a great choice for that. You can even print the tires if you wanted. There is an option to buy tires, but you can print them, which again is pretty wild. So there you go. That's the Casadio Unimog. There is a 4x4, which I'm doing, and there's also a 6x6, which is 6 times the work. But if you're game, I'd say give it a go. My thanks, of course, to Casadio and Umagine for presenting that discount code for you. That's a really big help. And if you're into being a big help, you could consider joining the channel membership, where me and many other ding-dongs participate, get all kinds of behind-the-scenes access to tips and tricks, how-tos, travel logs, all kinds of additional content. I highly recommend you check it out. It's a great, tight-knit community. Lots of amazing ding-dongs are all a part of it. Help me thank them by thanking them here. Allow myself to introduce myself. Thank you to all of these ding-dongs for being a part of that community. Check it out, link down below. All right, I think that's it for these things. What else is going on? Oh, last weekend I was away. I was in Ohio visiting my friend Richard, Turks and Jerps. We did a whole skid steer extravaganza. And here is the skid steer right here, which functions pretty darn well, although I definitely did lose drive at the very end of the adventure. And that's probably just my own fault. I bet you a grub screw backed out, but it's just such a pain to get at it that I didn't feel like fixing it while I was there. But I'm going to fix that now. And then also to aid in more digging ability, even though this is a nice bucket, I've already designed up, and I'm going to CNC some teeth for the front of the bucket, which I think will help quite a bit, and not just being able to grasp things and pick them up, but also in digging up stuff as well. So we're going to get that done here shortly. That Makera CNC machine is the absolute best, and you may notice that they are crowdfunding for a new smaller prototype, or for a new smaller machine right now. I think it's called the Z1. A lot of potential in that. Much smaller build plate though. However, I think it does include the automatic tool changer, which is a big deal. So definitely something to look at. If you're interested in that Makera, I've got lots of content right up here. Go check that out. So yeah, there you go. If you are interested, there is a video of skid steer shenanigans in Ohio. It was all done in a quarry too, which was pretty fun. It's a very nice location. Certainly one I would recommend if you're in that area, near 123 Fake Street. Otherwise, I think that's going to do it for this week. I'm just sort of like focusing my attention on one or two things at once. I think that Local Motors conversion for the SCX30 is going to be wild fun. It's so adorable. This platform is fantastic and just ripe for so many other things. Like, I can't wait to see what Axial does with it. I really hope they kind of leverage this one and do some really fun stuff. I've got to get some body mounts made for this, and I want to make it so it's quick and easy to remove and integrates the actual lights that get used as well. I think that would be really sick. So let's see how that works out. Follow along. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, we'll see you again next week. Ish.